Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my. It's a beautiful late October day here in Southwest Florida, and what I wanted to do is share with you one orchid, and that is this one right here. This is RLC River Kwai Pink. I've shared this with you in the past, so I've had this orchid for 3 years, and the tag that I got this from RF Orchids in Homestead, Florida. On the tag there is listed pink diamond times Chia Lin, and when I got this orchid 3 years ago it wasn't named, so I think this orchid was named 2 years ago in 2022. And I've had it for 3 years, and it bloomed. The first year that I had it, there was one bloom on it. I wasn't impressed. Last year when it bloomed, same time of the year, I actually made a video of it, and there were 3 blooms on one spike, but then I said in the video that there were, I think, 2 or 3 more spikes coming on that plant. This year, this is again the 3rd year that I've had it, and this has just become a much more impressive plant. So right now there are 4 bloom spikes open, 2 to 3 blooms per spike. The blooms themselves they're very large. It's kind of a pink purple kind of magenta fluorescent color. In the petals and sepals, it's a little bit lighter pink in the middle, and then it gets a little darker afterwards. The lip is dark purple. There's some yellow in the throat. The nice thing about it is this thing is very intensely fragrant, so it's putting on a really nice show now with all of the flowers that are open, and then also, as importantly, more flowers are coming. Now, 3 flowers fell off of the first bloom spike on this thing just this morning. They were old, they were ready to go. It's been blooming for a few weeks already, but so there's 4 spikes open, 2 to 3 flowers per spike, and there are 3 more flower spikes that are in sheath that will be open. Now I think some of the flowers that are on the plant now will be gone by the time the later ones open. So this is an intense bloom that's going to be spread over probably 2 or 3 months. So this is really a great plant, and I've had it a while, and I've had it before it was appropriately named. Okay, where did this thing come from? Well, I told you that I got this from RF Orchids 3 years ago. And this is, again, it didn't have the name at the time, and now it's named River Kwai Pink. River Kwai is a river in Thailand, and the breeder is it's Tongakal, I think, is the name of the breeder, and is a breeder that I think works for he or she is in Thailand and works for Kanjaran Greens, that is an orchid breeding, but a large plant company in Thailand. Okay, so what are these orchids doing at RF Orchids? Well, these are, Thailand has some really good orchid breeders and propagators and cloners. So and a lot of the orchids that you can get here in Southwest Florida, but as well as all over the US and all over the world, come through these large laboratories in Thailand. And so this is it's named after River Kwai. That's a river in Thailand. So it's River Kwai Pink, and the breeder is from Thailand as well. But you can find a lot of these new orchid hybrids all over the place in the US as well as in the world, because they can produce so many of them cheaply. It's cheaper, more economical for many of the large growers all over the place to buy these plants from these production facilities in Thailand, even though they're coming from overseas, it's cheaper to buy these plants from Thailand and then sell them. And they're beautiful plants, and they're great plants. So you can see where that's coming from. I have another orchid right here that's called STK Jewel that I bought this directly from Conjarin Greens when they were at the Tamiami International Orchid Festival in Miami. So I bought this plant from them. It's a nice plant, and the interesting thing, it's the same breeder that made this plant So STK is the abbreviation of the breeder's name that made River Kwai Pink and then made STK Jewel, shown here. And I like this plant. I got this maybe a year and a half ago. This has only bloomed once for me, but it's growing really nicely. And I talked to the people at Conjarin Greens, and what they do is they make these hybrids. They grow out all of these plants, and then they pick the top few plants, and then they clone those and sell those. So they have a method where they can really select really high quality plants. It takes a while to do this, but they can select and clone and propagate really high quality plants, nice plants, and that's why they have such a great reputation, and that's why they've taken over the market. If you want, you can, you know, these plants, I mean, they're great plants. If you want some of my plants are good too. So I flask a lot of plants, so go into, I'm just kidding, but not really. If you want to go into the growers and say, do you have any orchids that were generated by this guy in Southwest Florida called the propagator, and you know, put some demand in place, maybe I can provide some of my orchids. And this is a nice one. So this is a flask of Batgirl, and I have some larger plants that I've deflasked. I'm not sure if I have any back here or not, but I know I have some over there. So this is Batgirl. This is going to be a really nice flared cattleya that's going to be really really fragrant. So I'm happy about it. And I named Batgirl after my daughter because she had bat issues in her house in the Midwest. Anyway, so I've got a lot of flasks, and I don't want to make too much business for myself because I'm retired and I just do this for fun. But I've got a lot of flasks that I'm trying to move on and get out into the orchid world. Okay, so back to the main story of this orchid, River Kwai Pink. Again, a great plant, and one of the nice things that I like about it is the intense fragrance on this plant. The fragrance, I'm not sure if it comes from one parent or both parent, but the parents on this, one of the parents is Chia Lin. Chia Lin is right here, and Chia Lin is also in spike. Blooms are coming out on it right here. I've had this for a few years as well. This blooms for me pretty consistently every year. It blooms about this time of the year, so the same time of the year as the River Kwai Pink. And then Chia Lin is not it's not a name from Thailand. It's a Chinese or Taiwanese name, so I imagine that's what came from on Chia Lin. But really nice dark flower, but incredible fragrance on this plant. And this, I think, from these flowers right here, these will probably be open in you know, maybe in another week. I should say that Chia Lin was on the fence behind me here, and this is my bougainvillea above me that Milton brought down here. So this has a lot of, I'm surprised I get any blooms out of it here. There's a lot of scratch marks on the leaves of Chia Lin. I'm surprised I'm getting anything out of it. I may lose, there's 3 blooms here, and one of them looks like it's yellowing and it's probably going to fall off. And maybe the other flowers are a little bit damaged because the bougainvillea was on top of them for like a week, 10 days. So anyway, the fragrance that you get from River Kwai Pink probably comes a little bit from Chia Lin, and I don't know the other parent Pink Diamond, so who knows if that's where it came from. But again, great plant, and just you know, really prolific. It might be ready. I might make a division of this plant soon because it is just growing over the side of the plastic pot that it's in right now. I should say I have this on my front lanai. Chia Lin is on my front lanai that's screened, and even though it's screened, you walk out there and you just can smell the fragrance. It's just wonderful, and it's going to keep on blooming for a little bit longer. All right, that's all I have today. I've got more things that are going to come to you. I still have to put a video together, I realize that, on repotting all of the dendrobiums that got knocked off of the top shelf here that are just sitting bare root in a chair over there. I've got some up there as well, so I've got to tear them apart and either put them in pots or mount them up in trees, and I'll do something like that as well. I've got a lot of orchids that I need to divide, and because I am the propagator, the plant propagator, I need to talk with you about dividing the orchids because it's so easy to do, and you know, you can get more plants than you know what to do with, which is where I am now. I am happy to report that I am starting to offload some of my plants, so I'm starting to get, it's interesting, it's great. I'm starting to get a little room so that I can bring some more things in or divide some things and have home for it. I'm not feeling quite as cramped now, but that's another issue altogether. I've got some other interesting videos in my mind coming up. If you want to hear about something, let me know in a comment, and I'd be happy to try to put something together. All right, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing them, it would help me out if you can click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for you again today. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.